Hi, Stitchers.
Hi, I'm Keisha.
I'm Laura. Welcome to the Pattern Queens episode 104. Today is Sunday, November 6th, and this is a channel about cross stitch.
And friendship and rambles and lots of shenanigans and like a half hour of talking before we film, but that always happens. That always happens.
It's all of that early prep we have to get done, right? I want to throw this in real quick. Tuesday here is a voting day. I don't know if that's all across the whole country or what, but whatever your thoughts are about the current situation, please go out and vote because the voting is what makes a difference.
It's very important, even if you don't have something that's big in your state. Local elections are also really important at the state and local level. A lot of policies made, so make sure your voice is heard there too.
Yes. And I just surprised you with that, but it just occurred to me while we were talking that
That's
Tuesday
okay.
was election day.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely important to go out and vote.
And today would have been my brother's birthday, which is
Oh,
kind of what tied me back to that because he was born on election day, the year
oh
that
wow.
it was election day, the year that he was born. There you go.
Uh-huh. Oh,
So,
fun.
yeah, kind of a fun thing. So,
Yeah, for
what's new
sure.
with you?
Well, daylight savings time is what's new with me. I James woke up at 5:30 this morning. And I looked at my phone and I'm like, 5:30? Why are you awake? So I went and I tried to put him back down because usually he wakes up about 7:30, but sometimes he'll wake up about 7. So I went to try to put him back down. He laid back down for a little bit. I went back to my bed and then I heard him on the baby monitor again. I'm like, what is your problem? But then I look at my phone and I'm like, oh, it's daylight savings time today. It's actually like by that time, it was about 7 o'clock. It would have been 7 o'clock yesterday. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I'm not happy about it, but that makes sense. What's new with you?
Well, I spent the entire week being tired, and I know you did too. We
Oh,
would both message back and forth, and usually it was in the morning, which is unusual for us because normally we're messaging at night. But the morning message would be, I fell asleep last night.
and that
Uh,
would be mine too. James also hasn't been going to sleep very well and wants my assistance all the time. So usually by the time I sit down, I put in like a total of maybe 100 stitches Monday through Wednesday because I would just fall asleep in the chair.
mhm, mhm.
And
Oh,
then
and
he'd wake up well rested, like nothing happened.
I also had the great car saga because we didn't film last week. Um,
Mhm.
so Katie and I had decided that I felt really awful last week and I was just tired of it and I wanted some ramen. And I am a person who is gluten sensitive, so I can't just get it anywhere. So we were going to drive out about 30, 40 minutes to go get ramen because who doesn't do that, you know? And we took off, decided we needed to stop by our storage unit, and then we were going to Starbucks. Well, we were almost to our turn when a light came on that said, warning. And it said, hybrid system malfunction. Pull over and consult your manual. Great. So we pull over. It's Saturday afternoon. And we pulled in Starbucks parking lot. You know, Starbucks is our saving place, I think. And it Katie turned the car off and turned it back on, and yes, the message came right back on. So we decided maybe we should just go ahead and roll windows down and turn the car off for a few minutes. And we started looking, trying to figure out where we could go. Quickly found out that we would have to go to a dealership because it needed to be somebody who specialized in Toyotas and the hybrid system for them. And found a place about 20 miles away that we could go, not in the same direction as the ramen. And so we waited a little bit, and kidnapped Bree. She was getting off work at Starbucks, took her with us, drove all the way out and dropped the car off. And what we got a ride over. They offered to take us. There is an outlet mall close by, or a big mall anyway, close by, with some outlet stores mixed in. And we got to go do a little retail therapy, which was a good thing. And then waited a while, and they actually gave us a loaner car, which that's fabulous. But it's turned out to be the water pump. The car was within a couple of degrees of overheating.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So we felt pretty fortunate. And we're getting a couple of other things that have just been annoying, taken care of at the same time. So yeah, it made it kind of worth it. But we're still driving the loaner car, and we are so grateful that they gave us one, but it's not our car.
Right.
And it doesn't drive the same, it doesn't react the same, it doesn't fit the same. It's bigger, but it's different. So we
It
want our
takes a
car
little
back.
bit to get used to a new car.
Yes. And tomorrow should be, knock on wood, the day that we get to pick it back up.
Oh, nice.
And I realized we jumped in without saying hello and welcome.
Hello. Thanks
you're
for just
new
letting us
here-
ramble to you before we even greeted you. You know, we introduced ourselves and just went right into let's
Yep.
talk about us.
Yep. If you're new here, this is what happens. We are kind of a hot mess, and that's just how it works. And if you are returning, you already know that, and you laugh at us for it, and we love it.
You're used to us not telling you hello, so
Well, we are happy that you're here, and
yes,
yeah,
for sure.
And are you ready now to jump into some stitching?
Yes, let's talk about some stitching. That's what we're all here for, right?
What would you like to start with today?
Well, let's do finishes. I'll show
Okay.
my finish first. So I finished Halloween Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. This is on a piece of 36 count vintage country Mocha with the DMC conversion.
Look how cute. I wish we would have thought to have you get like a quarter, because that would be great for scale.
You're right, and I don't have any quarters nearby.
You have a needle minder, a little needle minder.
I do, but all my needle here. If you know what an ornament-sized mill hill is,
It's
or
bigger.
you know what? Actually, I have a needle, so I have a standard size needle. I'll throw that in here. You can see him; he's above the ghost.
And what's funny is that your mill hill pattern is wider than the whole piece.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, it would cover it right
Is
up.
that funny? It is. I mean,
It's tiny.
I've looked at this on here. The reason I ask her that is I've looked at this on here and I'm like, oh, it's so cute. And she holds it up nice so that we get to see it up close. She brought it and we got to see it in person. And those things are so itty bitty. It's so cute.
I have small hands, and like this is my thumb. So it's supposed to be tiny anyway, that's in the name, but it's also on 36 count, so it's really tiny.
It's adorable.
And then I bought a big piece of fabric, so I have a whole lot of more fabric to work with on here. So
Awesome.
but that was my big finish. I was trying for 2 finishes before Halloween and it just didn't happen for me. But
Well, you'll get there, right? Okay.
How about you?
I have a couple of finishes before Halloween. So this is my October finish. I was sweating it to get this finished, and I ended up sick again and took off from work right towards the end of the month, which was bad because this was my at work piece.
Oh.
And it is Flying Lessons from Silver Creek Samplers. I'm team purple and green.
Nice.
Yeah, because my favorite color is purple, but Keisha's is green.
It's green.
So
Oh,
I changed these things to purple, left the green in here. This is the fabric that is called for. I would have to look at what it is. So it's an aida, like an 18 count. And oh, here's the thing I did. I made my moon etoile. Are you getting any sparkle?
A little bit.
Oh, maybe there. So I just thought that would be fun. And I did 2/1 half cross stitch on that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to mess with trying to cross. I started out with one and it just didn't work for me.
Right.
So I was trying to see if she put it on here, what she called for. She just has the design area on. There it is. 18 count Hazelwood from Fiber on a Whim.
Oh, nice. I love
So
fiber.
that's one. And I had it in Gilmore Girls.
Nice.
It worked, right? Then the other one, I got a little stubborn. I had been having so much fun. Do you remember?
Ah,
I was working on Olga and I had made such good progress that I was like, seriously, I have the letters left
yeah.
and the little stars in between them. There she is.
I love her.
Isn't she cute?
Yes.
This is on a 32 count jack-o'-lantern from XJudesigns. Is it XJu or XJU?
I've always heard it as XJu, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, so that's who it is.
Mhm.
And my fabric is like this because next to it, so I got to cut it. That was
Mhm.
exciting. I have another big piece because I will be putting Boris right
Oh,
next to her. So his tush will back up towards hers.
oh,
And he is lowercase alphabet while she is uppercase.
nice. Do you want to hear a fun story about your whip that you don't know? So, James and I were watching your wrap up video on the Black Needle Society's Flosstube, and he saw you hold that up in your recap video, and he goes, "Kitty cat!"
That's so fun.
He was so excited to see it.
This is one that I would kind of like to keep like in the back of my head and work on it because that was fun. And once I got the cat finished, it just flew.
Right,
So,
right.
and that little dog reminds me of a little dog that used to visit us when
Mhm.
I was growing up, and his name was Charlie. So I feel like,
Oh,
mine may not be called Boris, mine may be called Charlie.
all fun.
But those are my finishes for the week. So,
Those are great.
excuse me. Did you get any haul this week?
I didn't.
Actually, I heard somebody call them recently stash investments.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
I love that. So actually, Keisha did. We're going to split this skein of Gloriana. It's the apricot grove that we need for our Autumn Lane piece, Autumn
Yes.
Town. There we go. I couldn't think. So that one we will have. And then I saw a message that Color and Cotton had these fabric grab bags. Now,
Mhm.
these are small pieces. They're 8 by 12, but I snagged a couple of those. And I got linen and it's anywhere from 28 to 46 count.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I had this really pretty, I'm not going to open them all the way up. I got this really pretty green
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and then just a great, maybe I'll just hold them all back here. A great neutral.
Mhm.
Um, one of these I looked at and I'm like, Keisha may be getting that. This one, I
Ooh.
love that color, so pretty. And then this one, can you tell that's blue?
A little bit. Looks blue gray to me.
Yeah, really pretty. And then this one, which is another creamy one, not the
Mhm.
same color as the one before. This one has a slight maybe gray cast to it.
Oh, nice.
Definitely a cream, but just a little on the
Mm.
other side. And then look at this.
Ooh.
Oh
Well, that's for
my
you.
gosh, it almost matches.
does.
That's the bag it came in. So that is that. And then I have something I will show you in, I'm just going to drop these in this in plans later on, but I couldn't find the fabric I needed for it. So we were at the LNS and I bought myself a piece of fabric. Got home. Guess what I finally found?
You find
The original fabric. So now I have, but this is just a piece of natural linen, and it's a 32 count, and it should be fine.
Yeah, it's always
I'm
nice to
sure,
have something like that around.
yeah. And it's a big piece, big enough piece that I think it'll work with a lot of different things.
Right.
And Katie Landis was with me yesterday. She bought some fun things. I needed one. She bought some fun things. Hers were all about Christmas. And she's been telling me, you need to pull out your Christmas projects, Mom, so that we can do our video to show what we're going to do for the 12 days of stitching in December. And I did go through this morning and I found most of my projects for December.
Nice.
I have a couple I have to come across.
That's exciting.
But the 13 stitches of Halloween is what we were wrapping up with up there. And I have a couple of those projects that I had sorted into November. And so you'll see them sometime during the month.
Okay, perfect.
How about whips?
All right, whips. Well, it's not a very good showing this time, but that's okay. The first thing I worked on and did not finish, even though I was trying to finish it, is Eyeball Martini from Mill Hill. And I'm really close to finishing.
Oh, you are so close.
I'm adding the beads in. So I've got all the beads around the glass and all these. The only beads I have left are like half stitched beads. So the rest of it will go quickly. I just need to finish it. I just need to sit down. I could probably finish this tonight if I tried.
And if somebody hadn't given you a bunch of extra work to do.
Oh yeah, I've been I said that I didn't have any new stash, and none of the stash was actually mine right now. I've been helping pack some things for Black Needle Society. So I worked on that, and then I started Snowman of Snowflakes from Bent Creek. He's not very exciting right now. I've got part of his scarf, which the scarf kind of confused me because it looks like it's kind of blue here, at least to me. But it's kind of a gray scarf.
Yeah.
So that's okay. It looks good. So that I worked on that a couple of days this week because it's pearl cottons on 18 count linen over 2. So it's a really nice, like, my eyes are tired and I don't feel like concentrating too hard on things. And then the last thing I worked on is Death by Cross Stitch from Long Dog Samplers. And this is on a piece of 36 count agave linen from Zweigart. And here it is in all of its glory. It's still in its heat. So I'm all the way to the edges. But what I put in this time was this bird.
So fun.
And then this needle minder is from the Frosted Pumpkin. It's their one that came out with the Halloween wreath this year, which I still also need to pull out because I didn't finish this section for this month. But
and the new one comes out tomorrow, right?
I love this. I love it every time I pull it out. But I didn't really work on it in October. So since we're both trying to do 1,000 stitches a month on our long dogs, I've got some catching up to do. But that's it. That's all I worked on this the last 2 weeks.
So I was finishing up my 13 stitches of Halloween. So I worked on Halloween Fairy, which was originally in the magazine, and we printed it off so that I'd have my working copy. Mine is on a piece of 36 count linen solo die from Silkweaver. And I've had kind of a love-hate relationship with this, but I love the fabric, but it's just not been fun for me. But this time I finished off this bottom section I only had one little part on it, so I'm feeling pretty good. So she is stitched.
Nice.
You can see there are holes and things. Those are for beads.
Mm-hmm.
And the fun thing for me is that I had this little, here it is. I had this little needle minder that I was using. I got from
Mm-hmm.
Crafty Cat when she throws things in. It's
Oh,
a
fun.
cute little cat. And I took her and I sat her right on the other arm.
Oh, nice.
That was my amusement. But anyway, I worked on her. I got that part done. I felt pretty good about it. And
Wow.
she will be gorgeous. I'm still trying to decide if I will do white pumpkins down here or if I will do maybe teal pumpkins.
Oh, okay. Well, she looks great. That's a big milestone to finish out the lady. So,
It is. It is. And I just need to get her out more often and get her done. I did also get a skein of not a skein, a spool of Krynic that I didn't
Mhm.
have for her. So this garnet will go someplace in there.
Oh, wow. That's really pretty.
Yeah. But I noticed that I didn't have it um when I was going through and um looking at all of what was in all of the holes. So,
Yeah.
and this one is just in a plain bag, but I'm
Mhm.
using a zipper pull from the Black Needle. I
Ah,
love
yes.
the dragon eye. Such a fun one.
Mhm.
And then my last one for 13 stitches of Halloween is Nevermore from Lila's Studio.
Such
I
a
love that. And I finished out this bottom border, which is in kind of a teal color, and I started on this black right above it.
Mhm.
So I will show you that. And I am doing
Wow.
this on a 36 count, um, I think it's Feldspar from
Mhm.
Picture This Plus. So the straight band right here is
Uh-huh.
actually done in the black as well.
Oh, wow.
So it's hard to tell. I don't know. It's hard to tell unless you are with it that the color has changed on there. And this one I have in a Project Bags by Judy, which I just love. It's all these skulls.
Oh, look at
So
that.
cool.
Oh,
And she used this inside, which I felt was kind of like a reverse of
yeah.
the,
And her button is cool.
oh, I have a little silver button on it.
Mhm. It matches the inside, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Then Thursday night at Panera, we did stitching and I worked on my long dog, which is Life After Death. I had purchased the paper copy, and then
Mhm.
when we got really serious about it, I decided it would be worth it to pay again and get it on Pattern Keeper.
Right.
But Pattern Keeper, we'll talk about that in a second. I have been working, I had done the edge and oh, I already had it folded. I had done the edge to make it to the top, but I wanted to just make sure. So I came back and it looks really weird because I've
Mhm.
been doing little bits. And for whatever reason, I got really involved with that one and went all the way across. But
Right.
I did make it up and it matches up, and I have a headless reindeer right now.
Perfect.
Isn't that fun?
Good.
Um, but Keisha was saying, she was reminding me about the back stitching.
Mhm.
And when you're on Pattern Keeper, you don't see it on the chart that you're marking off. You have to go look at the PDF. And the funny thing is, and she said some of them are really hard to see. So I was kind of checking mine out. This band that I said I went to town on, it has back stitching in all of this open space all the way across. So I'm going to
Mhm.
have to go back and pick that up. And probably I should finish up some sections and then just see exactly what I need to do to fill that in.
Right, right. Well, and I was telling you, I spoke with our friend Eunice, who's also doing Death by Cross Stitch, and we were just talking about how hard it is to see some of that back stitching. And a tip that she gave me is that there's a Facebook group for Death by Cross Stitch specifically, and she goes in and she looks at the pictures of people's stitched pieces to kind of look and see where they did back stitching, and then to go back and kind of reference, because there's just back stitching everywhere. Like I caught some back stitching this time that I didn't do, that I hadn't seen, that I had to go back and add.
She said that a lot of hers, she feels like is in it. You think that it's the dividing lines between
the 10 line that's darker, but it's not. And it's kind of hard to see. I definitely blow up the PDF as far as I can to try to look at it, and then look at people's stitched work, since she mentioned that. So
and I have mine in an 805 stitcher bag, all the purples, since I'm using the purple fabric from R&R and the silk from Silks for You. I love that. And then I have one more. I have been working on At First Cock's Crow. It's from this sister's book by Blackbird Designs. It's this one.
So pretty.
And it just says, at first cock's crow, the ghosts must go back to their quiet graves below. So this is one of the 13 stitches that I pulled into November to work on. And I did this time, maybe I'll do it this way because it's whiter. I did the little guys. I already had this and part of the bird. So I did the rest of the bird and all of the black across, and now I've started back across with the orange, which, okay, this is Fragrant Cloves. Fragrant Cloves is usually a rustier orange, a little deeper, but I'm just going with what I have and it'll be fun.
Yeah.
I love how they play with borders and that they're not the same and you get some different things. So
I don't know if you guys can hear what's going on in the background in my house, but I keep hearing someone going, "That's mommy's, that's mommy's." What they're working with. You have that in one of my favorite Love You More sleeves. I just love that sleeve.
This one is a barnwood sleeve, and yes, I love this one too, because it's just all the different colors of wood. I especially love this where you can see, it just looks very weathered.
Yes.
No, if this one's still on there. I don't think so, but yeah.
But it's Boardwalk, right? Because I think I bought that one too.
I think so. I love when we find the wood look fabrics, and I know we had a red one and we had kind of a tealy blue, soft tealy blue one too. But when we find those, and I think we even had a white one, I'm always like, we gotta get this.
So pretty.
So that's all my whips. That was enough, right?
Yes. Sorry. I'm not trying to be distracted, guys, but I've just heard, "I got it, Mom. I got it, Mom." And then my husband being like, "Don't you want to go play with your dinosaur in your room?" So sorry if you're hearing my kid, guys.
That's funny. Okay, how about plans?
All right. Well, I definitely want to work more on my Snowman of Snowflakes because I really like him. I also have, and I didn't bring it in here with me, so I apologize, Autumn Alphabet from the Scarlet House that I'd like to work on. I might try to finish up Eyeball Martini, and I've got to get to Christmas and Hawk Run Hollow because we said that we were going to work on our Hawk Run Hollows this month. A Halloween wreath by the Frosted Pumpkin at some point, ABC Dinosaur at some point. I don't have enough time to stitch all these things, guys.
And then guess what I did to her?
I've been talking to a Sal.
With my friend Amy Clayton, Amy and I are starting Thistle by Carolyn Manning.
Yes.
And I have mine in this bag, which
perfect.
I'm going to show you this. Look at my floss.
Oh,
I mean, it is exactly all those colors. And it's green fabric. I think it's water lily linen from Witchell, but it's hedgehogs. I think I need to put a hedgehog in here.
Yes, for sure. Well, I don't have Thistle, but I do have Halloween at Granny's, which I really wanted to start in October, but I didn't start in October. I don't have my floss in here, but I do have this piece of espresso linen, which is what's called for it. So it'll go on this.
So it's kind of a brownie black or a
Yeah,
blackish brown.
it's
Which
really
one?
pretty. It's a little more brown. It's a little lighter than it's showing here, but still
Mhm.
really pretty. Um, so I'm gonna start that tomorrow because I can be talked into anything.
And each little square, I don't know, yours may be different. My
Mhm.
little squares are 81 stitches.
Ah, see, these ones are a little
Um,
bit better than 81.
I was trying to decide. So mine, if you start at one of the corners, then it's 4 of the little
Mhm.
diamonds would make 81 stitches.
Yeah, and
So,
mine are a little bit bigger. I think just because of the orientation of them, they're a
mhm.
little bit better. I at one point I counted it up, but I can't remember what it was. But it's better than 81 because I'm gonna start another Carolyn Manning at the beginning of 2023, and those ones are 81. So
Yes, we're going to start another one in January. And then we just agreed beforehand in our 30-minute conversation that we're going to start another one in July for our birthday month.
why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? They're beautiful and we need to start them.
And if you are interested in any of them, here I am with a pitch for her again. I looked and she just keeps cranking out the designs, and they are so awesome. And she has put them on sale again. So you can still do the deal where if you buy under $50, you get 25% off. If you spend $51 or more, then you get 50% off.
And they're beautiful and they're pretty affordable charts.
Yes.
So for that money, you can get quite a few. But anyway, I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna start Halloween at Granny's tomorrow. I'm going to be doing sea glass starting on January 1st. I'm going to try to do a square every day. If I do a square every day, I'll have it finished by the end of the year. And then for our birthday, we're going to do ruby because that's our birthstone. So why wouldn't we
Mhm.
have that one?
And it is beautiful.
It's
All of
gorgeous.
these are just
Oh
like,
my gosh. I'm just going to show you. Here's sea glass.
do you have ruby right there too? Or I'll
Yes,
look for it.
let me pull it up. I've got it right here. I just got to scroll up to the top of it. But here's Ruby, and Ruby comes with a bunch of with 4 other charts too.
So you have the big design, and then I think the other ones are like 5-inch squares
Mm-hmm.
that she's pulled out. So, ah,
I know. It's just spoiled for choice. Spoiled for choice we are.
yes. Yes. And in the meantime, I'm trying to work on my 59 before 60. And so I think that made 11 or 12. And, that's really awesome. But I still need to have a finish about every 5 days. And in October, I didn't do that. September, I managed to have 6 finishes.
Mhm.
October, I didn't have a finish until I think I finished that on October 28th,
Oh.
just crazy. So, um, anyway, we'll see what I get to this month. I did the video with my whips. I don't
Mhm.
know that I really had anything that was that close to getting finished. I am pulling in a couple of other things that were in my 22 for 22 so
Mhm.
that I could get in some more stitches on them. And really, the thing was that I thought I could probably have a finish on 1 or 2 of them. The third one, I'll probably just move far enough that I could finish it early next year sometime. And looking ahead, December has a ton of whips for me.
Mhm.
We'll be doing the 12 days of stitching, and I have way more than 12. I think I have at least 18, if not 24 things on my
Okay.
list.
You'll do 12 times 2.
Yeah, I might. So I know that Katie will be stitching one project every 2 day for 2 days. in the month of December. And I will not. I don't think that I can do that. It would take me too much of the month. And then I would rush through the end of the month, which I don't enjoy. So I will probably stitch maybe a day and a half, depending on how far I get on things. But really, I will probably more than likely be switching every day to go through. So
I've got to pull out all of my Christmas things.
yes. And I went through my spreadsheet and I ended up creating one that is 59 before 60, and I moved over everything that I had kind of earmarked. Maybe I could get that finished, and a couple of things that I need to get finished. And I ended up putting 66 things on there.
Oh, wow.
Obviously, nice. I only need 40. I need like 47 or 48 more. So that's good.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and I'm over here trying to think if I could do 33 before 34, and I don't know that I can.
But we decided you've done enough that you would only need 27 more, right?
Right.
Soon to be 26.
Yeah, I can finish that eyeball martini today. It's fine.
There you go. And what did we say? You have to finish a project every...
Did you say every 10 days? Or I can't remember what
it was either 10 or 12, I think.
Yeah, but now it's less because I didn't finish anything in that time.
So we're always, I think it's funny when we're chatting, we're always like, I don't feel like we push each other, but we
encourage.
We do. That's a good word. We do. And we definitely are planners, and we get each other excited about our stitching, which is lovely. If you don't have a stitching buddy that you can collaborate with, you need to find one. Because yeah, it's so nice to just be able to message and be like, this is what I'm doing today. I'm kind of stuck. And we had a good laugh last month where we had opposite days, because normally I get way more stitching done during the week than Keisha does, because I don't have the responsibilities she does. And
but there were a couple of days where I just got more done than I would have ever thought I could achieve on a weeknight. And Laura's like, I fell asleep in my chair.
I was basically sick the entire month of October.
Right. Yeah.
So yes, it was a rough month for me to get through. I was quite happy to be on the every 2 days plan with Katie, because I could have a chance. If I didn't feel good one night, then I had a chance the next night to get some stitches in. So it was fun. I always enjoy doing the 13 stitches of Halloween, and that is the brainchild of our friend Athena, who is Athena XStitches on Instagram, although I think she has added Stitching Goddess Designs on Instagram. So if you don't know that, go look her up and follow her. And her Flosstube is Stitching Goddess Designs, as is her Facebook group, where she makes t-shirts. And excuse me, and a few other things. So you should look her up. You can ask to be added to her group. She does fun design. She does seasonal things. She had a great collection for Halloween, and I know
she's already got some Christmas stuff up.
Yes. So, and her designs are limited time sometimes. So if you want something, you need to get in and get them. But the shirts are good quality, and I like them.
Yeah, and it always means that she's bringing something new in. So,
so I don't think I have anything else here, and I think we have definitely rambled enough.
And I mean, my kid is getting up to shenanigans, so I should probably leave.
So with that, I probably need to go and take care of this cough. And all that's left to say then is bye.
Bye. Have a good week.